suppose I should begin from the start to truly paint the picture. Loss and I are well acquainted. I've bid farewell to loved ones before, each time aware that with enough time the sharp edge of grief would dull. Yet these goodbyes were always after the fact, news delivered like a cold, silent echo. I've often wondered if missing the chance to say goodbye was a blessing or a curse. Is it easier to sidestep the final goodbye or to endure its raw, aching finality? Not long ago, I had to say goodbye to my dog. The hardest part was deciding to end her suffering. Perhaps some of you have faced similar heart-wrenching choices. Friends and family assured me that my feelings were valid, that they too had walked this sorrowful path. But even with all the validation in the world, you are never truly prepared for it. A tangled web of guilt and relief enveloped me. Relief that her suffering was over, yet guilt for feeling that relief. As I cradled her limp body in my arms, tears flowed freely. I was overwhelmed by the depth of my sorrow. I cried and I cried and I cried until there were no tears left, only dry, heaving sobs. I cried for her, my loyal companion who I would never see again, but I also cried for every other loss I had endured. It was as if my body had constructed a dam over the years, holding back a flood of grief and pain. Each loss, each trauma added another layer, another brick, until the dam was overflowing. The loss of my dog brought that dam crashing down. The emotional toll was immense, compounded by the physical manifestation of stress. Life is a series of hellos and goodbyes, of beginnings and endings. And while I still carry the scars of my losses, I also carry the love and memories that shape who I am. Each loss has taught me to cherish the present, to embrace moments of joy, and to find beauty even in the midst of pain. In saying goodbye to my dog, I also said goodbye to parts of myself that I had lost along the way. I'm learning that it's okay to grieve, to feel deeply, and to let the tears flow. For in that release, there is healing, and in that healing, there is the promise of new beginnings. Something I found helpful during this time of grief is to keep busy, to find ways to create small moments of joy and to be mindful. Engage in activities that bring a smile to your face, even if it's just a fleeting moment of happiness. At the beginning, these are very short moments, seemingly insignificant, but they will become the stitch that will bring together the fabric of our healing. Find whatever gives you joy and make yourself do those things. It might be as simple as going out for a coffee at a cute coffee shop and diving into a good book, allowing yourself to get lost in a world far removed from your own. Or perhaps is indulging in a little shopping, or painting, drawing, or journaling. Whatever it is that you choose to do, the key is to immerse yourself fully in these activities, to allow yourself to feel every sensation and emotion they bring. Creativity can be a powerful outlet for grief and a source of immense joy. Whether it is painting, writing, gardening, singing, or playing music, let your creativity flow freely. These acts of creation can serve as a form of therapy, helping you process your emotions and find a sense of peace. I've never tried watercolor before. This is going to be my very first time, not even as a child. Very, very first time doing watercolor. I'm not very good at drawing or painting. This is not my strong suit, but I am a creative person and I love creating. And July has been a hard month for me. A lot of things have happened, and I also realized how much worse my health is compared to July of last year. And that's a hard realization to have. It's a hard fact to accept. It's a hard reality. And it is so easy to fall into a self-pity mindset and just feed that feeling of frustration and sadness and grief. And I wanted to challenge that. I decided to start new hobbies, things that are going to feed my creative soul, but that are a little bit easier on my body, that I can do when I have low energy. And so we're gonna try watercolor. But because I never painted before, and specifically watercolor, I've done painting as a younger self, like regular acrylic paint, and nothing ever came out too good. But I got this book, which it's kind of a tutorial, and I got it on Amazon, and it's a kit. It comes with the paint, which is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Just looking at this just makes me so happy. It comes with the paintbrushes, a small little palette, some tape for you to tape the edges. I think this is a water pan. I have no idea how to use that. If you just fill with water and you use that to spread, or do you put paint in here? I don't know. I don't think so. I would think you just put water. I will look it up. I will watch some YouTube videos. And it comes with this little pad that has some tracings of some images. This is, I don't know if you can see. Can you see? No.
There we go. You see there's a very, very light tracing here. And I'm gonna give it a go. Like, it has step-by-step instructions on how to build the color. And we're gonna try.
Now choose your favorite color on the palette and dab the color onto the wet square. You're going to repeat this again and again using a few more colors that you love.
Wow. This is very, very enjoyable. I did not expect to enjoy it as much. I don't know why I've never tried watercolor before. This is very, very therapeutical. I was so immersed in it, and I have this side of me that is a perfectionist, and sometimes that can cause a lot of stress and kind of get in the way of me doing things. But there's something about watercolor that is meant to be imperfect. And maybe that's because I'm a beginner and I don't really know what I'm doing. But when you put the paint on the paper, I at least can't really tell exactly what's going to happen, because depending on how the water is on the paper, it will pull the paint a certain direction. So for my stage of painting now, at least, that is a bit of a surprise, and you kind of go adjusting as you go, and you layer different shades and different colors. And it's like a little surprise every time that I put something down. One thing I learned though is that a little bit of paint goes a long way. I definitely went a little bit too strong here. Like, I didn't want it to be that much of a bright green. I just wanted to be a bit of a background and then build on it. And then quickly I realized how little paint goes a long way. And so I adjusted here. So here is more like I wanted it to be, and the different shades. This is just the first stage. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. And I'm also following a little bit of the instructions here. And I was also following a YouTube video more like on mixing colors. And yeah, I'm having so much fun. I can see how this is going to be my new hobby, because it's so easy and simple, and I can do it anywhere, and I can do it any time of the day. So if I can't sleep at night, I can just come and do this. If I'm camping, I can bring a few supplies with me, and I'm so happy I tried this.
Embracing simple daily tasks can also be a way to cope with grief. Let your brain focus on the task at hand and take a little break from your feelings and reflect on the positive memories and laughter and the love that still exists in your heart. Sometimes just sitting in silence and acknowledging your feelings can be a profound act of self-care. Allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of your emotions and to know that it's okay to not be okay. Even making a simple cup of tea with fresh mint from my garden is part of the healing. I find comfort in these small rituals. The scent of mint filling the air, the warmth of the cup in my hands, it's a moment of peace in the midst of chaos. These little acts of self-care are crucial. They remind us to slow down, to breathe, and to be present in the moment. Grief can be overwhelming, but finding solace in these everyday tasks can offer a respite, a chance to regroup and find a bit of calm. It's in these moments of simplicity that I find clarity. The act of brewing tea becomes a metaphor for life. Taking time to let things steep, to develop, to come into their own, just as the mint leaves release their essence slowly into the hot water, so too do our emotions and thoughts evolve given time and patience. Grief has a way of overshadowing these moments of peace, but by intentionally engaging in these simple rituals, we can carve out pockets of peace amidst the turmoil. It's a practice of mindfulness, a way to gently steer our focus back to the here and now. Self-care isn't just about grand gestures or lengthy routines. It's about these small, meaningful actions that we can integrate into our daily lives. It's about being kind to ourselves, recognizing our needs, and allowing ourselves the grace to attend to them. As you navigate your own journey through grief, I encourage you to find your own small rituals of self-care. Whether it's making a cup of tea, taking a walk in nature, or simply sitting quietly with your own thoughts, let these moments be your anchor. Allow yourself to find comfort and healing in the simplicity of everyday tasks. Healing is not a linear process, and there will be days when the weight of grief feels unbearable. But it's in these small, mindful moments we can find a bit of solace and a path forward. But it wouldn't be me if I didn't seek nature for healing, even if it's not far from home. I usually like to go far into nature, removed from all civilization, but this is not always possible. So I find whatever nature I can get. Water especially draws me in. There is such an energy in water, feeling the sand between your toes, connecting with the earth, and feeling that grounding energy. Above all, be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up without judgment. Understand that healing takes time and it's perfectly okay to move at your own pace. In the midst of your grief, try to find moments of gratitude. Reflect on the beautiful memories you shared with your loved one, and let these memories bring warmth to your heart. Remember that your capacity to love so deeply is a testament to the beauty of the connection you had. As you navigate this path, know that you're not alone. Many have walked this road before you and found their way to the light on the other side. Trust that you too will find your way. Embrace each new day as a step towards healing, and hold on to the hope that joy will once again find its way into your heart. In time, the sharp edges of your grief will soften, and you begin to see the world with new eyes. You will carry the love and lessons of your losses with you, and they'll help shape the person you are becoming. Through it all, may you find strength, peace, and a renewed appreciation for the beauty of life. I also want to take a moment to express my gratitude for the overwhelming response and encouragement I received from you all after sharing the loss of my dog in my last life update video. Your support has been a beacon of light during a really tough time. Grief is never easy, and it comes in waves. But knowing that so many of you are out there sending love and sharing your own stories has been a comforting reminder that we're never alone in our struggles. Life has its ups and downs, but it's the love we share and the connections we make that truly matter. So let's continue to support one another, cherish the moments we have, and find hope in every new day. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for being part of this community. Until next time, take care, hold on to hope, and remember, you are never alone. See you soon.